Application problems. Don't forget, right here it says be sure to write each answer as a complete sentence. So that's how we'll end our solving of this. Let's take a look. I'm going to underline some important things and talk about them as we go. Let's see, Beatrice owns some shares of Apple stock and some shares of FedEx stock. Okay, that's just information. By the end of the year, her two stock investments gained a total of $3,500 in value. Let me go ahead and highlight that. A total $3,500. If her FedEx stock gained 3/4 as much value as her Apple stock, how much did each investment gain? Right here is our sentence of comparison. And recall that whenever we have a sentence of comparison, it's always the second one mentioned, in this case Apple stock, that is represented by X. I'm going to write here now, let X equal Apple. And for us, what that means is the amount of money or the amount of value that the Apple stock increased during the year. Well, let's see. If that's the Apple stock is X, FedEx is 3/4 as much. 3/4 as much. That means 3/4 times X. And that now is equal to the FedEx stock. So we'll write here FedEx. Now this is a situation where formula-wise we're using the generic formula. And as a generic formula, it's simply the sum of the parts equals the whole. So for our purposes here, it's the Apple stock plus the FedEx stock is equal to the total. And this generic formula will help us generate our equation. In particular, we've already said Apple is X, plus FedEx is represented by 3/4 X, and it's equal to the total of 3,500 that we mentioned a little bit ago. Now at this point, we have an equation that's got fractions, a fraction anyway, and we can clear that fraction by multiplying by the LCD, which is 4. And that means we must multiply each side by 4. And we're going to do so carefully. And as we distribute, we get 4x plus 3x is equal to 3,500 times 4. Well, if you don't mind, I'm going to do that off to the side here for a moment, and I'll just show you the result. It's equal to 14,000. 14,000. Well, this becomes 7x equals 14,000. And fortunately, because 7 goes evenly into 14 two times, x is 2,000. I'm going to come off to the side here for a moment and remark that the Apple stock is $2,000. And because of our legend, the 3/4 x is the FedEx. Let's see, 3/4 times 2,000. And we'll treat that as 3,000 over 1. And 4 divides into 4 once and into 2,500 times. And so this becomes simply 3 times 500, which is 1,500. And that makes sense because remember we had the Apple stock plus the FedEx stock adding up to a total of $3,500, and these do. So we can now write our sentence. The Apple stock gained $2,000 and the FedEx stock gained $1,500. Be sure to show the units of measure. In this case it's dollars, so we're good. And it's a complete sentence. Very good. What's next?